Welcome to Business Authority Radio, bringing you insights from today's thought leaders, professionals, and influencers. With your hosts, Neil Howe and Craig Williams.
Welcome to another edition of Business Authority Radio. My name is Craig Williams, and I have the honor and pleasure to introduce Karmetria Burton, speaker, coach, trainer, life enthusiast, and influence her. I said influence her. Founder of the Paint Your Lips Red movement. Karmetria, thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me.
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, you have a very extensive background in the corporate world, and most people know you from the influence you're having in the area of supplier and diversity. But you have a focus, a Jedi focus on empowering or helping to empower women in the marketplace, whether they be entrepreneurs, the learned from college, those who learn it on the streets. You just want the women to be taken as the assets they are.
Yes.
And tell me a little bit about that journey and
Yes.
and a little bit more about the movement.
Yes. So I'm really encouraging women and actioning women to be more measured. And what do I mean by that? Measuring up beyond, going beyond the standard of what's needed, right? So mediocrity is not the standard. We have to get back to excellence, right? And I think about everything that we do as people should be not perfect, but excellence. And so as I think about, women and how we can just become more measured, it's through self-awareness. Starts first. We got to know who we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it. Leadership, right? Whether it's leadership in the courtroom, boardroom, entrepreneurship, sisterhood. We got to get back to liking each other as women and being nice to each other as women. That mean girl syndrome is real. I don't like it. I don't like the depiction on a lot of reality shows. And oddly enough, I mentor a lot of women all across the world. And the one common theme that I talk to women about is the lack of or the unhealthy relationships they have with other women. And it's hurtful. They've come to me with tears in their eyes, discouraged, and I'm listening and I'm going, we got to get back to the sisterhood. And then the last one is service, right? So, as we climb, we need to lift. We need to give back. We need to reach back and pull each other up. So leadership, self-awareness, service, and sisterhood, I think, are just 4 pillars to getting us to be more measured women.
That's interesting. Most, especially men are known to have what's called a brotherhood, the unsaid.
Yes.
And usually our challenge is our ego and our pride that gets in the way of us accomplishing anything. And I've always looked at women as, that women have egos and pride as well, but they usually don't allow that to get in the way. But there is that other thing, and you mentioned that, that attitude in a sense. And I place a lot of responsibility of that, and I do and challenge any men to take me up on that challenge, that we as men are responsible for a lot of that, on how we treat our women. That's across the board. That's not a racial issue. It's a responsibility issue. And yes, I'm glad to hear that you're being intentional and taking an initiative to charge the women to, not saying you have to like me, but respect me.
Correct.
Let's work together.
Correct.
We can agree to disagree.
Correct.
But if anybody's getting anything done, it's going to take a sense of unity.
Yes.
And there's a lot of humility in unity. Even though there is an I in there, the rest of that word speaks to humility, and we all need to embrace that. You said measured, and of course the first thing I mean, you put women and measured in the same sentence, all of us come up with an idea of what that would look like. And, the obvious, the measurements of a woman are beyond her bust and her waist.
Oh, yes.
And I love the fact that, we're in a society where measurement is key, because we have all these analytics, we have all of these apps that measure now. It's not an abstract world as it used to be, in a sense where you could say, these are the numbers. Where'd you get those numbers? Well, no, there are technologies that measure now, and it's very important that we have a mindset to measure. And I love that about. Tell me a little bit more about that measurement and how you do it with the movement. How are you charging women to measure themselves?
As women, it's important. I read somewhere that said men are promoted on potential, women are promoted on performance.
Wow.
So that means what? We have to do more. That means we have to measure up differently. So we can't just do enough. We have to go beyond expectations. And like I said before, mediocrity is not the standard. We have to do everything in excellence. So if you're looking to get that promotion, you got to do more. If you're looking to increase your business as an entrepreneur, you got to do more. So we have to measure up and do more. We have to go beyond what just the expectation is. And that's what I say. That's what I mean when I say be measured.
Gotcha. Well, I understand, and I think we all understand, those who are in this day and age understand that there are those in this society who have always had to do more. And you're an African American, so the fact that you had to bring attention to the contribution that women have made and continue to make, and the ultimate contribution, none of us are here without a woman. So, in essence, there is no level of mediocrity on that.
Correct.
So that you all have set the standard since the beginning of time. In that sense, I think it's the potential piece. That really is for the generation it's behind us, and I think across the board. And I'm gonna walk alongside you on this one. I think across the board, all of us as human beings must be, and I think will be, from this point forward, measured by their performance. And so that makes sense. That is. I'm excited about that initiative for you to have that at the forefront of your mission.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about the painting of the lips.
Yep.
And
so it all started. I was judging a female college scholarship pageant. And as you know, it was, the woman that won would obviously get a scholarship to a school of her choice. And I was a judge. And so usually when I'm doing any public speaking experience or anything, I usually get my makeup done. And so my makeup artist said, well, what color lip do you want to wear today? And I know, Craig, you can't relate to this, but your lipstick tends to kind of match the shade that you're going to wear. It kind of all has to kind of flow together. And I said red, and I just said it very casually, and I've worn red lipstick before. And so she put the red lipstick on, and, hair, gown, makeup was done. And when I looked in the mirror, I went, wow. As the young kids say, I was feeling myself. Something was different about Karmetria that day. I dismissed it, went out the evening. And as I went throughout the evening interacting with people, I got a lot of compliments on, wow, you look really nice. I didn't do anything different. My hair was the same, and just enjoyed and was really appreciative of the compliments. When I got back to the room, I said, it's the lipstick, right? I didn't do anything different, but my confidence was at a different level for some reason that day. And I attribute it to the red lips.
Okay.
And so I began to call on my girlfriends and say, wait a minute, let's talk about this red lipstick thing. How do you feel when you wear red lipstick? And hands down, everybody said, girl, when I put on red lipstick, I'm getting noticed. I'm taking names. I ain't making excuses. I ain't taking excuses. I may not wear makeup that day, but I'm going to put on my red lipstick. And I began to look at pictures of women before us, the Felicia Rashads, Hillary Clinton, when she did her speech, had on red lipstick. And red lips are powerful. When a woman has on a red lip, she's bold. You're going to notice it because it's not a subtle color. It's red. And I began to do more research, and history said that the nurses in World War II wore red lips because it was therapeutic to the soldiers. And I went, the power of a red lip.
The power of color. I studied color. It's
and so I began to do research, and I said, you know what? Red lipstick used to be a fashion statement, but to me, it's a call to action for women to paint their lips red, be fierce, fearless, but yet remaining feminine. Because sometimes as women, we become women of power and we lose that femininity, right? So, it can be translated into the B word, or we're trying to be like men when we exercise our power. But remaining feminine, all while being fearless and making influence and calling the shots, that red lip is the reminder to women to do that.
Gotcha.
And as I thought through it, I thought about the book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, right? And so I said, you know what? The 7 habits of women who paint their lips red. They are bold, they're courageous, they're intentional, they're positive, they do it afraid, they're collaborative, and they're servants. Wow. So those are the 7 habits of women who paint their lips red. And it is a membership organization called the Paint Your Lips Red Power Circle, where we focus on those core habits every month. And I have coaches and speakers and trainers to come in and talk to my tribe of women that I call them that are part of this power circle. And as we talk about those habits and you apply those habits to your life, when you apply that red lipstick the next day, I want you to think about that habit and see how you can action it and bring it to the forefront of your mind.
Oh, that is incredible. So, I was listening to really understand the structure of the movement because you're in great demand as a speaker. You've got a book coming, so stay tuned, folks.
Thank you.
And you're in demand as a mentor for professional women. We're not talking about girls just out of high school or college. We're talking about professionals, seasoned women. And this organization or this membership group, it's not a non-for-profit.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, it is. Yep. It is a nonprofit organization. Yes.
So in that, it seems like it's an incubator of leadership, awareness, and consciousness.
Yes. Yes.
How would you qualify to be a part of that? Because, like I said, you are in high demand as a speaker. Because it sounds like if somebody's been following Karmetria, and you got a moment to get some of that wisdom from the experience that she's had, this might be a more efficient model to garner some of that that one-on-one.
So it is just a matter of becoming a member at www.paintyourlipsred.com. I launched the initiative in July. I had a makeup partner through NARS Makeup, N-A-R-S. And I'm really trying to partner with makeup companies because as we focus on the beauty of a woman, we want to make sure not only the outside looks good, but also the inside. And that's where that self-awareness piece comes in. So if you want to be a part of a tribe of women that are looking to be fierce, fearless while remaining feminine, paintyourlipsred.com is how they would find out more information on my Paint Your Lips Red Power Circle. Awesome. Right now it's just in Atlanta. Would love for this to be a global movement. Right. So it's just not about Atlanta. It's about women across the world. I would love to get a Paint Your Lips Red Day where every woman across the world wake up, uses that red lipstick to paint their lips. We go out in the world and face the day and then share our experiences as a result of that.
That's awesome to be able to take the experience and the professionalism that you bring to the table and incorporate it in an organization that helps be a variable of empowerment to other women who are out there needing to make the impact that they are making, but with a bigger splash, with a community. And I'd like to step back a little. I heard on one of your initiatives, you mentioned something to the tune of when you put your lipstick on, you do it with some fear. Speak a little bit to that, because that kind of sounds like there's an acknowledgement of fear, but it's not going to stop you, you know?
Yeah, so what I was talking about, as we talk about these 7 habits, as you apply the habit to your life, you're applying the red lip as a reinforcement of that habit that you're going to practice, right? So the 7 habits I talked about, I want the red lip to be an acknowledgement of it, so to speak.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So that's what it is. And it's so funny, Craig, when I travel, I was in the airport the other day, and when I see women with the red lip, they don't know me.
Yeah.
I just say, I see you, girlfriend. I see it. I see
You're
it.
acknowledging
and
it.
I'm like, look at that red. She looks good. She's confident. She's statuesque. I'm like, I see you, girlfriend. I see you. But the power of a red lip. And red lipstick is nothing new.
Yeah.
It's a classic color. But I want to bring a new meaning to it. It's a call to action.
I love that. I love that. I like very intentional that you are. Tell me some of the misconceptions that people have when they hear about your movement. Is it a feminist movement, or is it, is it just? Tell me exactly.
Yeah.
So
Someone said to me the other day, a woman in a red lips, a woman in a red lip, back in the day is the connotation is that she was a woman of the night, right? So, and then when you think about women that wore geishas or they wore red lipstick, and to that I say, they were still women and feminine while doing it,
and they were intentional.
Yeah.
In their message.
Yeah. But I say to that, I don't see it as a feministic movement. There's also a piece of it that's called men who support Paint Your Lips Red. Because I think when men support us, we all win, right? You yourself are raising 4 girls, right?
Yes.
Mothers, you have a mother. I don't know if you have sisters, you have a wife,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So with the support of men, we all win. And I've had so many men to say, I love the movement. I like what it stands for. So not only are they making their daughters aware, but they're bringing other women, right? And my husband thinks a red lip is sexy, right? And so he supports it by just saying, honey, let's go to dinner tonight and paint your lips red, as a matter of fact, right?
Exactly.
And so men are just really loving it because they realize the importance of women and the influence that women have had on their lives, right? Because when you change the life of a woman, you change the life of current and future generations.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the next leaders of generations, and I'm looking at all the lessons I've learned from my mother, my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my aunts, and all those people. So men are on board as well.
Wow. Outstanding. Would you repeat the website and the contact information?
Yeah,
this will be on the show notes as well.
Okay. It's www.paintyourlipsred.com.
So what do you see next on the horizon for Paint Your Lips Red?
So,
I know you're looking for some makeup companies.
I'm looking for any sponsor that is supportive of women's beauty, femininity, and movement. One spectrum that I'm looking at are plastic and cosmetic surgeons, right? So women by leaps and bounds are going to get work done. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Whatever you need to do to boost your confidence.
Yeah.
And I think the power of a red lip is a part of that story as well. So I'm looking for sponsors. Would love to do my next live launch event in other cities. We just did one in Atlanta. I'm thinking about going back to my hometown of Houston, Texas at the beginning of the year. That's my way of giving back.
There you go.
And so I'm going to have a Paint Your Lips Red event there to get more members in. But again, the goal is 10,000 women in 5 years.
Wow.
I want it to be a global movement.
Tell me this, and I didn't mention this earlier. You're the doctor.
Yes.
I forgive me.
That's okay.
I overlooked that, and that's it didn't come easy. So I need to.
Oh my goodness! Thank you.
But in that, is this an organization of just professional women, just seasoned women, or those women? You've created that environment for that?
No. If you had to ask me what my sweet spot was, I would say the 25-year-old to 60-year-old woman. So I'm looking at the younger woman that is maybe right out of college, trying to find her way, trying to find her leadership zone or lane. Then that middle-aged woman who's working, but you know what? I need a boost. I need to rebrand myself. I'm trying to figure out what's next for me.
Yeah.
And then the woman who's a little more seasoned that may be retired that still got it, but still want to boost or pick me up or just want to be around women that has the like-minded way of thinking that they do. So I would say 25 to 60.
That is a pretty sweet something. That's like in the middle of what's going on, right up under the baby boomers and,
getting
got
the
a little of that
millennials.
millennial too.
Yeah.
And that, bridging the gap of women in that space, I think will tighten up and reveal the true standard that women have been, whether they knew it or not, and whether we respect them as that variable in the success of humanity. Tell me what you would tell a 20-year younger Karmetria that makes you about 13. So.
I would tell a 20-year younger Karmetria, relax. Don't succumb to societal pressures. But see, social media now wasn't social media back then. And I think we are so influenced by what we see and we think it looks good. Relax. What's for you is for you. Everything will happen when it's supposed to happen for you. And just enjoy life. Get off of a timeline. Because if you really allow society to put that pressure on you, you're going to want, I have to have this by the time I'm 20, 25, 30. I would tell the 20 younger Karmetria, just relax. It's coming in your due time and in your season.
Dr. Karmetria Burton, please tell me how we can reach you social media wise and telephone numbers that you'd like to share with the audience.
So I'm on Instagram at Karmetria B. I'm the same on Twitter. On Facebook, I'm Karmetria Dunham Burton. My email address is hello@karmetriaburton.com. And again, my website, www.paintyourlipsred.com.
Coming to a city, a nation.
I would love that.
A region. Near you.
So who's ever out there, if you want to come, you want me to come to your city and empower women and start a tribe of women there, please, I would love to do that.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you, Craig, for the opportunity.
You've been listening to Business Authority Radio with Neil Howe and Craig Williams. To learn more about the resources mentioned in today's show or to listen to past episodes, visit businessauthorityradio.com.